Hey everybody, welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had a great trading day on one of those days where, well, you can just tell that we've reached the end of December. Today was one of those days where there was just not a whole lot happening for bigger picture, I'll call it, if you're scalping and you're looking for very small time intraday trades, today there were a couple things that showed themselves up. And if you are a little bit longer term, you're looking at hourly charts, well, today may not have been your cup of tea, as there was not a lot of things that met entry. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for making it here. Subscribe and you'll get the update whenever we put this thing out on a daily basis. For those of you that come back that are here regularly, thanks for coming. Let's go ahead and get rolling. Taking a look at the S&P today, we did come off a little bit today. I will tell you, there is no way I'm making money on a short. I'm just not doing it. I ain't gonna do it. Not gonna happen. I'm just not shorting the market at an all-time high. I don't have that kind of chutzpah, if you will. I'm not willing to take that kind of risk. It doesn't make a lot of sense for me. We are in an area that, right now could be a potential reversal point. I think I had talked about it as one that I wasn't in love with, but there could be a little bit of a reversal off of this area. So taking a look at that, that might be an area where you see a reversal. I didn't draw any lines on it because I didn't truly believe in it all that much. If you are of the ilk, you could probably do some candle-to-candle trading right in here and just get long when we get a higher high than the previous candle's high, because these are reversal candles at a potential reversal point, but I would wait for that thing to get a bit higher. Not a whole lot, though, in what I like. I do still, I like some levels way down in here. That's pretty far away, and there's no shorts that I'm going to be taking in the near future. So there's the S&P. Take a look at the Nasdaq. Now the Nasdaq, I had a breakout long set up. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and I felt like I was patiently waiting, and I still feel like I'm patiently waiting. Got a little bit of hope today as it broke out again. I would say that if you're still in this thing, it might be high time to bolt. I just don't feel like we're getting a lot of movement out of here. I was a little encouraged after, the Fed rate cut and the tax announcements and all that yesterday that it didn't fall through. Still hasn't fallen through. Remember, your stop loss is going to be below the prior pivot low, which would be right about under here on the breakout. There was a point where it got a little bit of profitable, but it's been unable to hold that as, kind of throughout the day, the markets have fallen. We're definitely getting a bit of a rally at this point. If you go to a small time frame, say a 5-minute chart, you'll be able to see that rally a little bit more clearly with some higher swing highs and higher swing lows. But we are coming to another potential reversal point right here on the 5 minutes. So just be aware of it. If it's something that you're still in, just be aware you may want to take a little bit of a lump. It's not too bad of a lump yet. Crude oil. So crude oil, we had talked about this as a potential reversal, and once again, I didn't have the wherewithal to place the lines or place the trade. I just didn't feel in love with it, and of course, that's why we got the rally. So those of you that did feel the love and feel strong enough to take it, you're welcome. I'm glad I didn't get in your way and take your order out. No, but it is bouncing off the area that we talked about yesterday, had a potential for reversal. I didn't draw the lines on it because I wasn't too sure about it. Now, I certainly am not going to have the lines drawn on it going forward. Now, that being said, looking at where our current price is, I've really got to go to a smaller time frame to find my next opportune reversal point. And as I look at it, I guess theoretically you'd have a little reversal point right through here where you've got this long higher wick followed by these three, kind of high wave doji candles, followed by a very strong drop. Those high wave doji candles in that region tell me that was some fair price. So we could probably wrap our lines around this whole area up here as a potential. Now, once again, we're on a 15-minute chart. So anytime on a 15-minute chart that I find a fair price area, I'm going to turn that to a purple color because that signifies a slightly lower degree of probability in that particular zone. Gold, for those of you that are trading gold on the candle-to-candle style, we talked about it yesterday. So if you're trading gold on the candle-to-candle style, once again, we got a higher high today and a higher low. So you would today move your stop up to below the prior day's low, and that would lock in a little bit of profit if you are trading the candle-to-candle style that we've talked about for the last couple of days out of this particular area. So that one is still is still moving, is still working out. Taking a look at the bond market, the Aussie, the Euro, and the Canadian. Canadian dollar still, we haven't gotten our breakout, as it's still kind of hovering above our breakout line. Bonds are still in between their areas, and I frankly expect them to stay in their areas the rest of the year. I just don't see any major movements coming in the bond markets. I could be wrong, but I just don't see a lot of major movements coming in there. So for those of you that are options traders, there's maybe an opportunity there. Speaking of options, I'll bring that up at the end of the video today. We do have an idea for some option stuff going forward. Euro. So in the Euro, I've got a little bit of an area down here and a little bit of an area up above, and really nothing in between. There's definitely going to be a potential for a reversal right through here. So keep an eye on that for those of you that are willing to keep an eye on that zone in there in the Euro. Last but certainly not least, let's take a look at the Great British Pound and the Japanese Yen. So our Japanese Yen and our British Pound, as well as the Nat Gas level. So starting with the Nat Gas level, price has done a touch and go out of this little Nat Gas area. So for those of you that are in this thing, I didn't love the arrival into it, especially the fact that we chopped around with some fair price before coming down there. So you may not get a great move out of it. So just be aware of that. Move your stops very tightly. Great British Pound, still nothing, just chopping around in between that region. Japanese Yen, staying above our area right through here. So nothing has kind of come into play in the Japanese Yen. And for those of you guys that can't tell, I don't overtrade, right? I'm not forcing a trade. I'm okay taking one or two trades in a given day. But when something does present itself, I'm not afraid of it either. So here is an opportunity in the yen, but you got to go to that smaller time period. So remember, anytime we go to that smaller time period, we've got a lower level of probability, but it is a potential reversal point in the yen. So keep an eye on that region right through there for those of you that are that do trade the yen and look at that on a regular basis. And then copper, today the HG came into our level and then immediately has kind of come down, and it's now just kind of chopping around in there. So it hit our short entry and dropped from our short entry point, but now we're not getting a great follow through in there. So depending on your risk tolerance, I'm a big believer in follow through. If I don't get the follow through the way I expect it, I will close those trades for small profits more often than not. I'm okay with a 1-to-1 reward to risk, heck, even a 1/2-to-1 reward to risk if my winning percentage is high enough, right? And that's one of the things that I'm hoping you're grasping out of watching this, is that if all I do is search for nothing but 3-to-1 reward to risk, then it's going to give me the ability to take more losing trades overall. I'm really trying to be much more microscopic on my entries and take money when it's in front of me. And so, that sometimes means that I'm going to be taking 1-to-1s, and this is one of those instances where it might be prudent to do so. So for those of you, I've had a lot of emails in the last couple of weeks about putting together some options chat rooms or some options trading rooms, and just doing a little bit more lessons on options along with what we're doing on a daily basis in futures. I'm working with a partner to kind of put something together on a website, and I'm working on that soon. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, do me a favor, leave me a comment below, just because I would like to get, call it a rough survey, if you will, of people's interest level in spending 1 hour a week on options or something, or 2 hours a week or something like that in some sort of a live environment. So not sure yet. I've got to figure out a way to kind of carve it into my life and other business time, but I try to answer and help out as best I can. So hope everybody's having an absolutely amazing day. And if there's something I can do for you, feel free to reach out, chuck@iiefinancial.com, or you can just find my contact information, including the cell phone, at my website, iiefinancial.com. Thanks so much, everybody. Hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon.